mob, we back at him again, man. When they thought it was finna end. Thank y'all for riding with me. Well, you know you fell a lot in with your boy. Story. At this time, family, I ask if you support the platform, man. Please like, and I repeat, smash that subscribe button, y'all. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. If you new to the platform, welcome. Y'all know the motto, man. Kick back, relax. I got the rest of the show from here. AV mob, let's get him, let's get him, let's go. What's up, mob? We back at him again, man. Kicking it off from the top. Story Kingpins in a way that some of these guys was eventually taken down. So this situation right here, man, we got a well-known kingpin coming out of Baltimore City. Now, this guy, man, he had a phenomenal run. I'm talking about one of the most dangerous organizations to come out of the streets of Baltimore City. So now, he rocking and rolling. You know, he started hustling at a very young age. But as he make his way up, he ends up getting connected with a well-known older guy in the neighborhood. And I'm talking about this guy was a bricklayer. I'm talking about he had connections from California, Eastern Shore, Atlanta, New York, Detroit. He had did time in the federal system. So while he was serving his time in the feds, he was making connections with all these guys. So eventually, he had a line to all these guys, him being from Baltimore. So now, the kingpin dude that's growing up, he ends up linking with him. This is the first guy that he starts hustling for. So now, fast forward about 10 to 15 years later, he doing his own thing. He the big man. I'm talking about to the point to where as though he owned barbershops, he owned bars, he owned property out of state, so forth and so on. So now, he eventually get tied in with a nice little female. He meet her one night. She comes down to his club. They start talking. They start interacting. They ends up forming a relationship. So now she's a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines. So she don't really know what he do. She look at him as a businessman. But slowly but surely, she start to find out who he really is. And, you know, the fact that he sell drugs as well. So now he start to ask her, listen, man, you know, I need you to play a role in this shit if you going to be rocking with me. Her, she's so head over heels for the dude. She like, shit, I'm in what you need me to do. And I'm talking about she was so down and locked in and so valuable as a player. At one point, the Lord dude had $1.9 million stashed in her garage. You know how much you got to trust somebody to have $1.9 million in cash just chilling in their house? I'm not talking about, this is just money put up for a rainy day type shit. So now, he got another homeboy that you know is a childhood friend. But what he don't know about his childhood friend is he got locked up for murder. When he get locked up for the murder, you know, of course, he gets scared. He don't want to go to jail. He ends up telling the police, listen, man, I got somebody bigger than me. I can give y'all some information on somebody that, you know, y'all could do something with. They ends up, and this is at the state during this time. So the state, they sit down, they start debriefing with him. They like, well, shit, tell us what you know. They start telling him about the kingpin dude. Now, the only thing that's kind of tricky about this situation, the dude that's telling, he don't know the kingpin real name because the kingpin was a very, very smooth operator. I'm talking about to the point where as though he had seven different identities, and he always had fake IDs on him made by the best. So the dude that he was rocking with, even though, now let me backtrack on that. When I say childhood friend, I mean by this time they about 30-something years old. He probably met him when they was around 17 years old. But by the time Shorty was 17, the kingpin dude, he was already moving on an elite level. So he knew I can't be just giving a motherfucker my real name. I give him my street name. So boom, he only know the kingpin dude by the street name. So long story short, he telling them, you know, I know about a kingpin dude. They be selling bricks of smack, bricks of coke. He dealing with people in Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York, so forth and so on. He got one of the biggest organizations in this city. And he running 10 different blocks, meaning his product is being put on 10 different blocks. And he got lieutenants, sergeants, corner boys, so forth and so on. Each block got his own little, like, chain of command, you feel what I'm saying? So boom, the state like, what for real? They start to get the idea like, well shit, this case might be a little bigger than us. They ends up bringing it to the feds. So now when the feds get the case, of course, you know, they don't do no planning. They start to do their investigation. So now they ends up letting the dude that got booked for the body, they send him back into the streets to become a CI. So now when he come back in the streets, he get back around the kingpin dude. Now the kingpin guy, he don't know that Shorty done got locked up for a murder because he's so busy. He was out New York, LA, Atlanta. He was running around handling his business. Now he land back in the city. He got to tap in with all his guys. He going to go around, get with his lieutenant, get with his general, see what's going on the blocks, bring the work back, who need what, so forth and so on. So now, the dude that just got booked for the body, he say, man, pick me up real quick. I got to come holler at you. Kingpin dude pull down there. He scoop them. They start riding. But they got to shoot up New York real quick, so they jump on the highway. Jump on the highway, they going up there, they go up there, handle what they need to handle, they coming back down. But as they make this drive, the feds is following them. So they make it all the way up to New York. handle they want to. As they coming back, they on the turnpike for real. The Kingpin dude, he look in his mirror, he start to notice like, what the fuck? I've been seeing this car since we drove up, and now we coming back, this same fucking car right there. So he started to move around a little bit, but as he's coming back from New York, the business he just handled, he got $350,000 in the back of a Range Rover. He on his way to the airport to meet the little bro so he can drop that up to her. But now he's starting to feel a little annoyed because he's like, man, this motherfucking car been following us whole time. He jumped off the highway, they jump off with him. He ends up busting them up though. He still was able to make it to the airport. He gets to the airport, give her the money, they gets up out of there. But now when he dropped the homeboy off, the homeboy called the feds, letting them know where the money is located at. Now, the female that's the flight attendant, she's a valuable player in this whole thing because one, she a stash spot. Two, she low key, meaning in the Fed's eye and in his eyes, nobody should know about her. The only reason that motherfuckers do know about the broad is because the little dude that got booked for the body, he's telling the feds, listen, man, this is where he's stashing the money at. This is where he's stashing the work at. Now, the thing about it is the broad is 4 different spots in her name. The main house, they got a house downtown, they got a house out the county, and they got a house out Eastern Shore. So the dude that's telling, he don't know which house got what in it. He just know he be giving that broad the money. He be giving her the work. She'll go ahead, jump in the low-key car that she keep parked at the airport, little like garage shit, the little garage joint. And then she would drive the money and the drugs to whatever house that they going to. Now, the dude that's telling, he tell the feds like, now, the only thing y'all got to do is y'all got to find out which fucking house is which and where the houses is located at because I don't know where they at. Whole time the feds do their homework because all the houses is in her name. Also, they move around cars is in her name too. So now they run her name, see what all property she got. But I can't lie, the broad was super smart. Yeah, the shit was in her name, but she had homegirls and family members that she knew like, shit, I really don't want this shit in my name. Some stuff I'm going to keep in my name, but the stuff, the houses or cars that we going to be doing illegal activity in, I'm going to put that shit in one of my homegirls' name. I'm going to put that shit in my little cousin name, my niece name, my homeboy name, so forth and so on. So now when the feds start to do their investigation, they come up with 3 different spots that's literally in her name. They ends up hitting all 3 spots. They find nothing because, like I told you, the broad, she was a little slick. Now, it get a little more tricky because when the dude that's telling on the body, he meet back up with the Kingpin dude. Whole time they having a discussion in the car. The Kingpin is telling him how they just hit my broad 3 spots, man. Thank God they ain't find a spot out Eastern Shore and they ain't go to the little high-rise that we got downtown. He done just gave up the 2 fucking locations that the feds ain't know nothing about. So now the little snitch dude, he's sitting right there looking like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Well, shit, we should be good because they don't know about them 2 spots. Don't move nothing. I don't even think you should be moving around. Keep everything low-key. Now, the Kingpin dude, normally he would have caught that shit like, what the fuck? Why are you giving me advice on what the fuck to do? But he already going through a wave of emotions. My fucking broad spots just got hit. They grabbed it up, but it ain't really much that they can do because they ain't find nothing. They try to put the pressure on the little broad. She don't do no telling. She all stand up. And the perks that she getting out of this shit, she got 1.9 million stashed in the spot. She got access to any fucking thing she want in the world. She ain't ready to do no telling. And y'all ain't got no drugs, no weapons, no nothing. I ain't really did nothing wrong. Y'all just saying somebody that I deal with. Yeah, I deal with this guy because y'all got pictures of us. He in my phone, whatever the case may be. But I don't know nothing about no illegal activities that's going on. Whole time they ends up sending her home. She called the Kingpin dude, letting him know everything that the feds was talking about. But as soon as they jump on the phone and they start talking, the little dude that's the rat on the case, he ends up calling the feds, telling them the 2 locations where everything's stashed at. Of course, the feds call their people. They smack both of the spots. They end up finding 1.7 million in the high rise, and I believe like 4 kilos of smack. And then in the other spot, they find like 450,000 and 2 kilos of coke. Of course, now is indictment time. They ends up coming down, grabbing him up. You know, he going through his court procedure, so forth and so on. They ends up smacking him. I believe he got like life plus 40 years. And then they got the audacity to give you life plus 40 and then 5 years on supervised relief. Like in the world, I'm going to be able to serve life, the 40 years, then go home and give y'all 5 years of probation. This is how vicious the federal system is. This is how vicious the system is in general. This is why I tell y'all, man, do not get involved in the streets. Stay out here, do the right thing. Take it from your boy Stories with V. It ain't worth it. But look at that, man. Look at how people, you can give a man anything in the world because the rat that was telling on the case, it wasn't nothing that he couldn't get from the Kingpin dude because the Kingpin really looked at him like, you know, you one of the guys, you one of my homeboys, and you inside the organization. Once you inside the team, this shit is like a family, man. We ain't doing no backdoor conniving shit. But y'all know what it is, man. And then after the Kingpin ended up going to trial, it eventually came out who the confidential informant was. And about a year later, that guy ended up meeting his demise. He no longer here. But y'all know the motto, man. Wicked and wild what? Situations. With that being said, family, thank y'all for riding with me. Well, you know you found a lot in with your boy. Stories with me. At this time, one more time for me, family. Please, I ask, if you support the platform, you like the stories, man, you want to continue to see us grow, hit that like button, hit that share button, smash that subscribe button. We on the road to 100K. It's V-Mob or no mob. Y'all know the motto. Let's get them. Let's go. We out.